is good, everybody? It's your man AnonymousBleach, and today we are going to talk about my top 5 tips on how to win more gunfights in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, or Modern Warfare Remastered, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3. Hell, doesn't even have to be a Call of Duty game. It could honestly be any game you play, because these are all going to be tips to improving that lag compensation so you can win more gunfights and let everybody know in the lobby who daddy is. First of all, I want to show that this gameplay in the background is Infinite Warfare, and your boy drops a 50 bomb in this gameplay, only 5 deaths. That is a 10 KD ratio. We will take that every day of the week, and you all need to play and pray next to these tips I'm about to give y'all. Well, more or less guidelines on how to improve your lag compensation. But go with these, because I promise you, if you just start taking even the littler steps to it, your KD will improve immensely. Now you're like, wait a minute, Bleach, I thought you said these were tips. I'm like, you know, they're more like guidelines, but that's okay, because I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to first of all improve your lag compensation before we can even get into the real tips of how to shoot better, how to aim better, how to blah 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 better, which those will be in the next videos, which will be a top 5 or another top 10, how to play better at Call of Duty. I'll post that video next, so stay tuned for that. But this video is very important for you all to understand what lag compensation is. So enough with the jibber jabber, and let's go on and get into the top 5 tips or guidelines on how to win more gunfights in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Insert game title here. Now, to a lot of people, these would seem like kind of common sense things, like, oh yeah, I should play on this or I should have this, but a lot of people really don't understand that. And I've seen so many on Twitter where it's kids that want to be future Call of Duty pub stars or future professional players, and they're not even doing one of these things correctly. Takes notes, homies. I promise they're gonna help you out a lot. And unfortunately, also, some of these tips are going to cost real money, because any video games nowadays is all pay to win. You'll understand more in a second, but let's talk about the free ones, or practically free options. So your first one is to always play on a wired connection, people. What does that mean? Well, it's common sense. That means you have your Xbox or your PlayStation or your PC directly plugged in with a Cat 5e or Cat 6 cable directly into your network box, and that is called a wired connection. Too many people play on a wireless, and they don't understand the lag compensation that goes through the radio waves to actually properly sync up your Xbox to the internet. More or less, you're just not getting your full bandwidth, which the other issue is that you may need to make sure that you have a very good ISP, but I have the Jesus internet, which I have a gig up and a gig down load speed. But that doesn't really matter. What really matters is your ping in game. My ping's also a 1, so let it go. But to be honest, to play Call of Duty or any different type of FPS shooter, you don't need that much internet bandwidth. As long as you have a stable connection, you should be fine. But regardless, the #1 rule is to always play on a wired connection. You will notice the difference instantly. Tip number 2, play with a wired device. Wired controller, wired mouse, wired keyboard, whatever it is that you play with, that needs to be wired. You play with a wireless device, again, those radio waves or whatever they're called, add lag compensation between each movement, while if you're wired directly in, your movement should instantly be spontaneous to what you're doing. And you know, a ton of people are going to be like, wow, really? Just playing on a wired connection makes you play that much better? And until you actually plug in and play this way, you have no idea what you're missing out on. And to tell you, just for example, how trash I used to be back when there was Ghost, and that's when I really started picking back up playing Call of Duty after college. I want to say my KD was between a 1.3 and a 1.4. And instantly, once I started figuring out what I was doing wrong, and I played just wired connection, those 2 tips I gave you right there, in Advanced Warfare, I jumped up to a 1.7, or it was like a 1.76, somewhere in there. But it was really decent for Advanced Warfare. Those are the cheap and basically free options right there. Just do those and you'll start playing better, I promise. Now for you boys, tip, guideline number 3, this one costs a little bit of money, not expensive at all, but it definitely helps. And that tip is going to be use control freaks. They are very cheap, and I swear by them. I can't even tell you how much better my KD went up after I started using them, but just my snap aim time went up crazy, and it was so much easier to play the game just because of the better viewing angles. I swear by them, and again, I went from, that might have been also whenever I transitioned from Ghost, but I went, like I said, from a 1.3, 1.4 to a 1.7, 1.8. player in there just for using control freaks. Those are crazy. For like $10 you can improve that much. They're a must buy. Anything that can make it easier for you to react faster, or just aim quicker, is going to make you win more gunfights. Now these last 2 options do cost a little bit of money. Not a crazy a lot, but they do also cause a lot of controversy in the gaming community, and why people constantly always bicker about people cheating and blah blah blah. But here they are anyway. Number 4, monitors over TV all day day. If you're still playing on a television, you haven't upgraded yourself to that master race of the monitor, then you are losing every single fight you're in. And I'm not saying that there aren't good TVs out there, because I do have a good Sony television that I sometimes game on, and it's got like a 5 millisecond response time. Actually no, it's probably more like 10. But instantly when I upgraded to a BenQ monitor, which I'll list the links in the description of what I use down below, but I went from like a 10 millisecond ping, or not ping, a 10 millisecond response time all the way down to a 1. I have the best gaming monitor on the market, and that is one reason why I instantly went from like a 1.8 KD player up to like a 2.3, 2.4, whatever it is that I am at now. The speed of a monitor is just unfair. And then the 5th and final optional one, wink wink, just to set you over the edge of everybody else, is have a good headset. Don't be using that stupid XboxLive one that they give you, or PlayStation, whatever you play on. Don't be using those crappy $5 headset. Having a headset improves your reaction time just a crazy amount, because you're able to hear stuff going on in real life around you rather than listening to a TV or a monitor's audio input or output. I also recommend this should be wired in as well. I use Astros. I also used to use Turtle Beaches, but that's your call how you like to play, but either one of those two are perfect to use for starting out. And again, that last one is completely optional, but that's also where a lot of people get pissy and they're like, you cheated because you have a better headset than me. That's why you could shoot me around corners and know where I was the whole time. Well, brother, guess what? That's what all competitive games are like nowadays. You have to pay to play, and that's just the way of life. But just with those two last ones that I said there, I instantly, like I said, went from a 1.7, 1.8 all the way up to Advanced Warfare. Right now I'm almost a 2.6 KD player. So they can say that these products don't help play to pay to win, or whatever you want to call it, but I mean, the stats don't lie. And y'all, those are my top 5 tips right there, just for you to improve beating out your lag compensation and hopefully winning more gunfights or winning whatever else that you play in your free time. Live by these rules and I promise you will start doing a lot better. But now for my next tips video, to actually have a better mindset and understanding how to play better and not get frustrated with the game, that will be posted down below. But I will tell you right now, the most important one that also ties in with this is practice. You will not be good at a game unless you actually play it, and play it well, and try your best. You can have all this stuff, but if you're actually not good at the game at all, then obviously you're not going to get better. You might have an upper hand over other players, but I promise you actually have to practice and have somewhat talent to play well. Again, y'all, I will touch on those other tips in the next video, but I hope some of these guidelines helped you all out and made you understand better of what lag compensation really does when you're playing video games. Give them a try, and if you guys also have any other tips, link them down below. Let your boy know what you guys use to play better, to have better lag compensation. There's a ton of different things out there that can make you better when it comes to your lag comp. But comment down below, let your boy know. And as always, if this video did help you out, please drop a like. That is always appreciated. And as you guys always know, your boy greatly appreciates every single one of y'all that are sticking around in this Bleacher Army. We are constantly growing. And again, I appreciate y'all, but I gots to go. We're going to get that next video out as soon as possible, and your boy will catch you in the next video. Bleacher out.